Welcome back. Well, snow covered some parts of the country yesterday. Photos making the rounds on social media show the sunny parts blanketed in white. Snowy conditions were also visible on the high reaches of the southern Drakensberg. This follows severe weather warnings issued by the South African Weather Service. So, how is the city coping in these freezing conditions? Let's bring you in with the General Manager of Sunny Pastures, Lana Jova. Lana, thank you so much for your time this morning. Oh, I do believe it's about 6 degrees Celsius at this moment in time. But just talk to us just some of the weather conditions and the weather patterns that have been changing over time. Are we blanketed in white as yet?
Well, it's blanketed up at the top of the Sunny Pass, but there's no snow at the bottom in Underberg. But I've just had word that it's about 50 centimeters deep up at the top. So it's a lot of snow that fell last night.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly does say something about just the freezing temperatures, and that surely does make, as much as you want to show people around the snow as well as its effects, but on the other side of it, it becomes a safety issue.
Completely. I mean, the Sunny Pass is quite a steep mountain pass, so you have to have 4x4 by law to get up there. But today, we take tours every day, and I don't think we'll even get up. It's too thick near the top.
Sure.
So we have to take that into consideration, yeah.
Yeah, we're just seeing some visual images that are coming out right now. As you can see, that a beautiful. I mean, I must say, it is absolutely beautiful, Lana, to witness how this is. But obviously, on the other side of it, it's not just the beauty that comes with it; it's the cold that comes with it. How are residents coping at this moment in time? We're not coping here, and we're in the Highveld. How are people actually coping?
No. Well, in Underberg, we generally have very cold winters anyway, so the homes are prepared. We've got fireplaces, heating. We really are pretty well geared for it. But it's about 6 degrees at the moment, and I'm sitting in my car, and we've had so much rain that the signal wasn't 100% reliable, but it's very fresh this morning.
Yeah, but it also does say something about, as I said, going back to safety. It's about the safety of the animals, which sometimes I think we tend to miss out around those that have got pets and the likes, and they can be exposed to the severe weather temperatures, and that becomes a growing contention, obviously. And then on the other side of the spectrum, it's the kids that want to have fun irrespective of what it looks like outside.
No, definitely. And I think today what's going to happen is we'll get a lot of people from out of town coming up for the day to the area and then trying to do a bit of snow searching. And it does get tricky because they really have to consider that if you've got a normal car, it's not just the snow, but underneath it, there's a lot of ice. So people who aren't experienced with it really have to be careful. Yesterday, there were quite a few cars towed back that shouldn't have been driving up such steep roads with ice on it. So people really need to take care with that.
Yeah. How are the roads, though, at this moment, Lana? I mean, because as one stage, you're saying that there's the ice underneath that people are not necessarily conscious of. But are they drivable at this moment in time? Are they safe enough to drive? Should people even be taking that risk?
So up to Underberg from the cities, the rural roads and that are all fine. It's really just if you're going to want to go up the Sunny Pass to try and see the snow. I'm not yet 100% sure how low down the snow has actually fallen, but the Sunny Pass itself, it's very, it can be very icy. So I'm talking more on that side of it. But the actual roads in and around Underberg, they're fine. They're just very wet, but there's no ice or snow at the bottom.
Yeah, and then obviously when it comes to the tours in itself, can you just let us know exactly how do you then integrate that element of being able to just sightsee and get to play around in the snow, get to experience it, especially those that are out of towners, and then obviously with the considerations of safety. I mean, this is not your first rodeo, one would say, but then how would then this tour actually work?
So normally the tour would go all the way up the Sunny Pass into Lesotho through the border post. Yeah. But today what we'll do is we'll go as far as we can and stop. And if the guests want to play in the snow, they can spend as much time as they like, messing around there, making snowmen. But otherwise, we'll turn around or we just will wait until it's cleared and go another day. But that's very important that we don't go further than we can. So it's well controlled.
The fascination with snow. A lot of out-of-towners, I mean, we're fascinated. I'm sure the locals are just used to it right now. Are you experiencing it as something that is growing year on year? Or is there still, or is there almost a general acceptance that this is going to become a part of our nature now going forward?
Do you know, some years we've had very little snow in the area. I mean, the snow always falls in Lesotho because the altitude is so high.
Yeah.
But some years we have very little. And then I still think it's such a novelty for South Africans because we're not used to it. So I don't think we'll ever see it as a norm. For people in Underberg, when they talk about big snowfalls, can be in September, October that they've had the biggest snow. So I still think it's a big novelty for overseas guests. They see snow every year. We don't. So I think it's a treat. It's a big treat.
Yeah, it certainly is a treat, more than anything else. But it's a treat that must be tackled with quite a lot of safety. Lana, we'll leave you there so that you can get on way and prepare for that tour. General Manager of Sunny Pastures there, Lana Jova, just giving us the latest on what the store is looking like. I mean, blanketed in white. Wasn't that just a beautiful image there of just seeing the mountain ranges just drenched in white? I'm sure we're going to have more of those stories coming around as we're anticipating more cold weather, obviously, during this winter season.